from around there and we'll...
Hey, this is Walter Jones.
This is Austin St. John.
And you're listening to
Ranger Danger.
Go, go, Ranger Danger! Go, go, Ranger Danger! Go, go, Ranger Danger! Matt and Michael's Ranger Danger! Welcome once again to Mighty Morphin Ranger Danger. This is the podcast where you shouldn't feel bad, because you're not the only one, yeah? Don't go hiding in the shade. Don't go hiding in the shade. My name's Matt. Michael, you're here?
Why would I be... I mean, I'm not hiding in the shade. I just don't like the sun.
Isn't that the same thing? Are you hiding from the sun?
I mean, I guess.
Well, don't go doing it.
Why not?
Because Silverchair said so.
Well, if Silverchair said so, that's why I always walk in a straight line.
Yes. Sagely words from the Silverchairs. So we actually watched Power Rangers on the show. Once again, Michael's fallen down on his end of the bit.
I feel like now my bit is not doing the bit. The bit's evolved, Matt.
Yeah.
It's like a Pokemon. We used a Thunderstone on it, and now it's a Raichu bit.
Today we'll be watching episode 136 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Raichu.
Entitled A Different Shade of Pink Part 2.
Raichu. I don't know what Raichu sounds like. I'm sorry. I'm moving on.
He probably just says his name a whole lot. So
Yeah, that's statistically quite likely.
Yeah. We have our website, www.rangerpodcast.com. Emails, rangerpodcast@gmail.com. Twitter, @rangerdcast is where you send Twitter tweets. We're also on Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, and Google+, TuneIn. Plus, we have a shop, rangerpodcast.com/shop, where you can buy things and stuff. How's that? It's efficient. That's how I do it.
If you didn't catch that, one of our previous episodes, Matt will enunciate it a bit more clearly.
Yeah.
All right, A Different Shade of Pink Part 2.
Yeah.
So the first part was okay.
Yeah.
Second part, I don't know, might be good.
Yeah.
It might be bad. We don't
Yeah.
know yet. It's a crapshoot at this point. Our last three-parter was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Something to talk about, Matt.
Yes. Love talking.
2 new Legacy toys announced.
Yeah.
Well, one of them had already been announced, and the other one is totally new and out of left field.
But we have a picture of both of them now.
So let's talk about the existing one that we knew was coming.
Yep.
The Legacy Ninja Megazord.
Yeah.
It's the TV show version of the Ninja Megazord rather than the film version.
The slightly less shit one, yep.
I don't dislike it.
I do. I hate it. It's dumb.
Even actually looking at it as a toy, I quite like the look of it.
Look at his dumb hands.
I like his dumb hands.
But they're dumb.
And I like that he's got a frog for a crotch.
Well, that's a specific niche. I didn't realise they were serving in you.
Yep. It's so hard. Even the subreddit about frog crotch is just... I don't know, that might have been too weird. Was that too weird?
I think that was a step too...
r/frog crotch. Don't go there. I mean, if there's nothing there, you'll be disappointed, and if there's something there, you'll have to go to hospital. So,
Yep.
just don't risk that, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for ever saying the words frog crotch.
I mean, in like together, separately, largely fine.
Yes.
Yep.
Why do you hate it, Matt?
I think it's a very chunky, inelegant design. It doesn't speak strongly to the theme of that season at all.
Well, how can you say that, Matt? It's so clearly a ninja.
It's not, though.
It is.
It's terrible.
Ninjas often had wolf hands.
For me...
Ninjas could kill people with their bare hands. That's definitely true.
A lot of the problem is context,
Hey?
in that comes off the back of an incredibly great-looking Megazord.
Right.
And comes immediately prior to a pretty decent-looking Megazord. Mm-hmm. But in itself looks like a massive downgrade on every front.
I guess. I don't know. I like it. I might get it. I don't know. We'll see.
Cool. Good talk.
Yeah. All right. The other thing is probably more interesting. It's a Legacy Red Ranger helmet.
Yeah.
That is like 1-to-1 scale and wearable.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know that the market for custom Power Ranger helmets
Yep.
has really exploded over the past couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I've got to imagine that they saw that and like, hey, we could have some of that money.
I mean, it's interesting. Like, those things run into the hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
This they're marketing for about $100 US.
Yes.
I don't know if, like, part of that could be they're manufacturing it, and so they've got contracts and they're able to do it.
I've got to imagine it's just not going to be as good quality.
I mean, that's the thing, is, like, maybe it'll be, like, if you're starting out as a cosplayer and you want to do, like, the Red Ranger,
Yep.
you can get, like, the $100 helmet.
Yep.
And then, like, once you decide, yeah, this is a thing I'm going to do often, you can go to, like, your more expensive replica.
Yeah.
I still think, like, as much as the Red Ranger is probably one of the more popular cosplays, and it's interesting that they didn't start with the Green Ranger,
Yep.
I can't imagine that they're going to do, like, everyone.
No, I definitely don't think so.
At most, I imagine we'd see, like, the Mighty Morphin helmets.
Even then, I could see them going like red, pink, and green and stopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I imagine there will definitely still be a market for, like, if you want to cosplay as SPD Blue,
Oh, definitely.
like, that's not going to come from Bandai.
And the thing is, from what I could tell, the custom ones that are made are as good a quality as they had on the show.
Yep.
Like, really meticulously crafted.
Yep.
I can't imagine this is going to be that.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting, really.
Yeah.
I wonder if we'll see, like, a movie version.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. I'm really kind of fascinated when that, like, movie... This is not going to be a movie that doesn't have toys.
Yeah, no kidding.
And it'll be really interesting to see, like, how that machine works and how many of those there are and, you know, what we get.
Yeah, I'm curious as to the scale of it. Like, will it be a massive toy? Like, they're definitely going to do toys, but will I be seeing it on every shelf everywhere I go? Or?
I mean, the Toys R Us nearest to me have now got, like, an entire Power Rangers row.
Wow.
They're like, it used to be like an aisle cap and nothing else.
Yeah.
And it's now like half of a whole aisle.
Wow.
So,
It's really taken off.
yeah, I mean, half of that, or more than half of that, is like Dino Charge and Dino Supercharge stuff.
Yep.
And then there's also a couple of like legacy action figures and things.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they could very well continue that presence into next year and just... I don't know. It must sell, because surely they wouldn't have that much space for it
You'd think,
if
yeah.
kids weren't buying, and by kids I mean me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, this helmet thing is interesting, and...
Yeah. It's interesting. I'm glad they're looking to new directions of like things to produce.
Yeah.
But also, I'd almost... Not that I'm likely to buy many of them, but... I'd almost like them to just stick to one thing and do a complete set of like all of the Megazords or something like that.
Sure.
Just from a completionist standpoint.
If you do a Legacy Space Morpher, guys, I'm there. Like, I'll pre-order it.
Yeah.
I love that thing. You press 335 and no one knows why, but that's the code for being a Power Ranger.
That's it. Except the Silver Ranger had a different one, I think.
Yeah, well, of course, he's special.
Yeah, he's special.
He's from NSYNC.
He definitely is.
We'll get to that in about 6 years on this podcast. But before then, we've got A Different Shade of Pink, Part 2.
Yeah.
I guess let's just check it out and see what it's like.
Let's do it.
Woo!
Welcome to JL House, Michael.
I still have absolutely no idea what that means.
The listeners especially probably don't, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, I hope you watched the episode, because otherwise you're going to be very confused. Even if you did watch the episode, you're probably very confused about that. Before we get to it, this doesn't feel so much like a 3-parter as it does like 3 consecutive episodes about the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like 3 episodes of a regular TV show.
A regular TV show in today's age.
Yeah.
Like The Flash, for example, that we love to talk about all the time because it's the best, has episodes that stand alone but also directly roll into each other.
Yeah.
And this is like that, where there's just great bits, but there's an ongoing story.
Like there's a monster this week, and they do all the normal monster things, and I wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't show up next week.
Yep.
And that's like its own self-contained little bit.
Yep.
But also it immediately picks up where last week's episode left off and like leaves off
With a cliffhanger.
with a cliffhanger for next week.
Yep.
It's kind of like the ideal for this sort of show, really.
Yeah, wish they'd do more of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we open in Angel Grove Hospital, which is a new location.
Yeah,
which is
it's
exciting.
so weird seeing them in real-world places.
Yeah, the idea of the Power Rangers in a hospital.
Yeah.
Because normally they don't get hurt.
I think it makes you think too much about the world. Like, oh, the hospital. That's probably where all the people go after their buildings have been crushed by monsters.
Yep.
It's something you want to sort of have running through your mind.
No, so Kim's like unconscious
Yep.
in a hospital bed being pushed through stuff.
Yep.
They order all the scans.
Yeah, including a CAT scan. Because Cat's there.
Yeah, Kat is there.
Yeah.
She found Kim, obviously.
Yep.
And, is there. And the doctor says, that someone was there and found her immediately. Kim must be a very lucky girl.
Yeah.
Lucky girl. Lucky. He doesn't do that, but I wish he'd done that.
Good girl.
So Kat says it was all her fault, and Kim kind of hears it.
Yeah.
But she's in and out of consciousness. It's super heavy.
It's weirdly heavy for this show.
Yeah.
Not for any other show, basically, but for this show.
I mean, for another show, it would probably be a little heavier than normal.
Yeah.
But for Power Rangers in particular, it's just really feels like an escalation.
I think it feels like an escalation too, because it is. She fell off a balance beam onto a protective crash mat.
Yeah.
And the next minute, she's in a coma and being wheeled to hospital.
Yeah.
It's it's intense.
Yeah. All right, so on the moon, they're pretty bummed about Kat.
Yeah.
I say pretty bummed, but Rita's I cannot believe that she just did that.
Yeah.
Finster, what's the deets? And Finster brings in a huge scroll,
Yeah, you gotta consult the scrolls.
which I guess is the spell that they cast.
Yep.
And he says, well, based on what I've had a look at, Kat attempting to save Kim was totally selfless, and that breaks the spell. And Rita says, oh, well, nothing lasts forever.
Yeah. She's so blasé about it.
I think that's the beautiful thing. She's failed 100-odd times previously. It's hard to get too upset about one more failure.
Well, in the latest Ranger Danger Boomerang, we talked to Kyle about how he noticed when he was watching the show that Rita's always so nonchalant
Yep.
about this stuff. And this might be the best example of that.
This
Where-
is an 8-episode long plan.
That's the thing. It's a huge deal for her. And it all falls apart. She's like,
All right, what's next?
shit happens.
At least Kim's out of commission.
Yep.
You win some, you lose some. Swings and roundabouts.
Yeah.
So, it's a little later the next time we cut back to the hospital. Tommy's talking to Kim's mum on the phone. And he and Billy are at the hospital. All the flights out of Paris are booked. Everyone, 100% booked.
Yep.
So, Kim's mum's just not going to come visit.
God, I desperately hope that Rita had Rito call up all of the airlines and book every seat of every plane.
That would be amazing.
And he had to put on a different voice each time.
Oh,
I'm sure he put on hats to help himself get in character.
yeah, well, it's really important to just kind of nail that down.
You gotta live it. Put on a cowboy hat. You did a cowboy hat.
Howdy.
Hello there.
This is Mighty Morphin accent danger this past couple of weeks, I think. All right. Gunther Schmidt there as well
Yeah.
for 6 seconds.
That's fine.
He feels like it's his fault, which I like that because
Yeah.
I understand why that person would think that.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough information to not come to that conclusion.
No, he'd be like, man, I needed Kim to, I made her push herself, and I said I might be there and I wasn't there.
Yeah.
This is, some of this is on me.
And again, it goes a ways to really humanizing a guy who could be quite cold.
Yep.
And, obviously, eventually Kim's going to make the decision to train with him. It makes that seem like a much more plausible decision because he's such a good guy about
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
But Kim's woken up now.
Yep.
And there will be no permanent damage.
Yay!
I don't know what all the fuss
Except
was
to our
about, really.
hearts.
Oh, boy. On the other side of the hospital corridor, Bulk Skull and Lieutenant Stone are hiding in a laundry cart.
Lieutenant Stone says, I don't know how you boys wrote me into this every time, which is a very necessary bit of dialogue.
Yeah.
The idea that he would do that is insane.
I am not a hospital expert.
Yeah.
I would imagine that a hospital laundry cart
Not
is
something you want to be in.
the most disgusting thing in the human world.
Yes.
Like, can you imagine,
I'd rather
even if
not.
all of the, like, biohazard stuff is taken care of,
Yep.
just the amount of sickness in one of those things,
Yep.
just, ugh.
Yeah, and like even just aside from that aspect of it, it's so goofy a thing for a police captain to do.
He's the captain. He's not just an officer.
He's not just a guy.
Oh, boy.
It really sort of makes me believe that he really doesn't have it all together either.
No, he can't.
He can't be a sensible human.
The fact that Bulk and Skull are still junior police officers.
Well, yeah. Hey, they did catch a car thief.
Okay, great. But the number of insane things that they've done...
Yeah, that's fair.
And he hasn't even asked them to turn in their badges yet.
No. I mean, maybe he wants to wait to give them a gun before, so he can ask for the badge of the gun.
That makes sense, but he's never going to give them a gun.
That's wise. That's a smart call.
Anyway, that laundry cart gets pushed into the laundry chute.
Yep.
It's implied that they fall 7 stories.
It sure is. I'll tell you what, the effect that they use for this is bad,
Yeah.
but I applaud their creativity, because what happens is you see them push down a laundry chute, and then it cuts to the exterior of the building.
Yep.
It holds for a few seconds as you hear screaming, and then there's a bang and a crash and the camera shakes on the
Yep.
exterior shot, which I love the implication that cart hit the ground so hard it shook the ground outside of the hospital.
Oh, man.
Show's crazy.
Okay, so Billy messages the other 3 Rangers.
Yep.
And he's like, hey, guys, Kim's fine. And they're like, great, we'll come over and visit, I guess.
Yep.
On the moon, they don't want that. Because the whole point of this has been to separate and divide the Power Rangers.
Yes.
And if everybody just goes and gets back together, then, well...
That's the plan not working.
Yeah. So Rito's going to go down and attack.
Yep.
But in the meanwhile, Tommy gives Kim a stuffed bear.
That's nice.
He's a little too cutesy. He says, like...
Oh, sorry, Mr. Bear Critic.
He says, like, don't you know you're supposed to land on your feet? Like, I get that he's going for funny, but, like...
Yeah, in that situation, maybe don't be a dick about
maybe
it.
don't lead with the joke.
Yeah. I thought you meant the bear was too cute.
Oh, no, I'm fine with the adorable teddy bear.
Okay,
I've
that's
got no problems with that. What sort of monster do you think I am?
I took it as like a criticism of like, oh, that bear's a little on the nose. You probably got like a more nuanced bear.
I mean, it's not like he got a gymnastics bear. That would have been a little on the nose.
One with like a bandaged head.
Yeah, and like a leotard or something.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
All right, so Rito goes down and
Yep.
attacks the 3 Rangers. And Aisha opens by trying just like a, look, our friend's in the hospital. Could you just cut us some slack just this once?
I like the tones that she cuts here. Like, she knows it's not going to happen. But she's so exasperated she's going to try anyway.
Yeah. Rito's not having any of it.
No, but again, not in an aggressive way.
He's just like,
yeah,
no. I'm here to fight you guys. You know how it works. I know how it works.
Yep.
None of us enjoy this, but
yeah, this is what we do.
yeah. I really could see Rito, like, giving up and not joining the Power Rangers.
Yep.
But just, like, being a chill supporting character.
That would be my ideal scenario.
Just being like, I'm really not into this, to be honest.
Yeah.
If once a week my boss says, hey, go down and get your ass kicked,
Yep.
maybe I could just, like, send Goldar down. Don't send me.
It's been a while. No, actually, that's not true. Goldar came down last week, but he's not very memorable anymore. Goldar's just set dressing at this point.
Goldar. I'm not going to do a voice.
It's not a Pokemon.
Goldar.
Goldar.
He could be a Pokemon.
In what way?
I don't know.
He could be a Pokemon as much as anyone or anything could be a
I
Pokemon.
wish I was a Pokemon.
Because you could just have like a lamp
Get to live
Pokemons now
inside
or
a little
whatever.
ball.
Is that what you want?
Be efficient.
Would it?
Get to go into a computer. That's cool.
I mean, it is, but you get to get into a computer for the express purpose of being trapped in stasis for an indeterminate amount of time.
Yeah, but then you could come out and be the future.
That's true, but you might not ever come out.
Yeah, sometimes they don't come out.
100%.
Yeah.
You catch some Pidgeys, and you're like, I don't know why I'm not going to throw this away because I'm a hoarder, but I'm just going to put you in a computer forever.
Yep.
That's worse. That's so much worse than like a Pokemon Go free.
Yeah, that's fair.
Don't just put them in a computer.
Yeah. Let your Pokemon be free. And they should be your friends, guys.
Yeah. You don't put friends in computers unless you're Tron.
Okay. I guess we've learned our lesson. I guess is what just happened there.
Yep, that's the moral of this episode.
Alright, so they start getting kicked around a bit by Rito.
Yep.
And Zordon messages Tommy. And he says, hey, Tommy, it's Zordon. First of all, hey, Kim. You're doing well. That's all good. Second...
I'd love for them to have, like, speakerphone problems.
Yep.
Where Tommy is on the line with Zordon, and Zordon's like, okay, cool. Since Kim's so uncool that she knocked herself out, and then Kim's like, hey! So I was like, shit, sorry, I didn't see you there.
For some reason, despite the fact that I can see everything everywhere, yeah.
Hope you're okay.
And he says, look, we really need you guys to go. Obviously not Kim. She should stay in hospital.
Yeah.
But the rest of you, if you could just go down and be a hand. So he and Billy morph by yelling their morphing call in the middle of what must be a private hospital.
Yeah.
Like, there'd be dozens, if not hundreds of people there.
Yeah. They do yell it too.
Why not teleport first? Anyway. Right, so they go down, and Kat comes in. And Kat's like, hey, Kim. And Kim's like, I heard you saved me. And then she puts on, like, a Columbo hat. And she's like, now what were you doing there so late? One more thing. And Kat says, I have to tell you something. It's something you may not believe. Kat knows Kim's a Power Ranger.
Yes.
And... like, has met the Moon Witch and the skinless Jewish man upstairs. Right.
The skinless Jewish man upstairs. Sounds like a really weird way to refer to God.
It's a horrifying children's novel, I'm telling you.
Because, like, God wouldn't have skin, technically.
I don't think God is Jewish.
To Jews, he is.
Okay. Right.
And plus, in the Old Testament, pretty horrifying. So that's actually, like, across the board, pretty applicable.
Okay, so anyway.
Just to clarify, we're talking about Lord Zed, not God.
Yes.
Glad we cleared that up.
Is that the first time anyone's ever had to clarify that, do you think?
That may be a world first.
Yeah.
Heard it here first.
It's the sort of Ranger Danger exclusive you can only get here.
It's because it's exclusive. That's what that word means.
Yep.
Can't get exclusives anywhere else. That's our promise to you.
But so, like, Kat knows that Kim knows about all of that. Does she really think I was under an evil spell is, like, a step too far?
Yeah, I can understand why. Because she doesn't know about Tommy and
Sure.
his ordeal. The idea that she wasn't acting of her own accord might strain credibility maybe in Kat's mind.
Yeah, I guess. I'm not sure I buy it, but...
Okay.
That's
well,
fine.
you can just lay by it.
Okay, oh, Jesus Christ. So, the Power Rangers fight Rito and the Tangers.
Do you think they have lay-by in America? Will that phrase be misunderstood?
It sounds like an American concept, doesn't it? You can't afford to buy it now? Just keep giving us money until you're ready.
Yeah.
You're telling me America didn't come up with lay-by?
What's the difference between lay-by and just like a loan, though? It's very specific.
Well, a lay-by is... I don't understand the question. A loan is someone giving you money.
Yeah, I guess. You're right. It is different.
Yeah. That's the difference, is they're two different things.
The difference is they're not alike at all.
Yeah. What's the difference between a cat and Jesus?
Well, one is a horrifying skinless Jewish man in the sky.
And the other's Jesus. Okay,
yeah.
look, Rito retreats.
Yep.
No time for it.
Yep.
So then we cut back to Kat is like halfway through explaining because obviously we don't need to hear all of that conversation.
Yep.
And Kim says to her, no, yeah, that makes sense. Do you know how Tommy became a Power Ranger? And Tommy just strides in and goes, I was under Rita's spell too. How long has he been waiting there?
See, he does that, and then Billy comes in and does a very similar thing that implies he heard everything as well.
Yeah.
That's weird,
They were
right?
all just standing outside waiting for Kim to get up to an appropriate moment.
It doesn't make any sense.
None of them react at all. Like, maybe Kim does off screen.
Yep.
To, like, the idea that she knows that they're the Power Rangers and was like, they kind of give her a, no, it's okay, we don't, like, there's no judgment here. But none of them, like, take it at all.
No.
And
they're all good.
I guess they, like, were outside long enough to find out what was going on. Because she doesn't re-explain it.
No, it doesn't cover it. I would like to say, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, 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 breaking news update.
Oil prices.
Oil prices. It looks like, based on the internet, lay-by is an Australian, New Zealand, and South African thing.
Really?
Yeah. So if
Interesting.
you're from America, you may not know what a lay-by is. Apparently, in the United Kingdom, a lay-by is an area at the side of the road where vehicles may pull off by the road and stop.
Well, that would make sense because, like, I would understand why you'd be confused by the difference between that and a loan. Because that's very similar to a loan.
Yes, it is.
Are you telling me they don't have lay-by in America? That can't be right.
It may be by a different term.
Maybe they use a different name.
Okay, American listeners, a lay-by is when you go to the shop
It's
and
when
you're
a
like,
woman is pregnant and about to have the baby.
No.
You say, oh no, she's in lay-by.
nope, that's terrible. You're a bad person. So you go to a shop and you see something you like. Maybe it's like a Legacy Megazord. And you're like, all right, I'm going to buy it. And you open up your wallet and there's only $10 in there. And the Legacy Megazord is like $200 because these things are crazy priced. You're like, oh, that's sad. I'm going to take it to the lay-by counter. So you take it over and you give it to them. And you're like,
Give it to normally a sadder, older person than the people working at the counter.
that's right, yeah. Lay-by is where sad people go to die. So you take them your expensive toy and you're like, I want this, but
And
I can't afford it.
They judge you because you're buying a toy and they think that that's a frivolous waste of money.
Yeah, you're buying a toy and you're poor, so
Yeah.
they're doubly judging you.
No part of it is a good process.
No. So you give them the toy, and they're like, I don't want anyone to buy this, but it's like, I can't buy it because I'm poor, so I'll give you this, and then every now and then I'll send you a little bit of money. And then once I've sent you enough money for me to own it, you give me the toy back. And that's lay-by.
We're going to find out that, like, you misread that page or that America has it exactly and it's just got, like, a slightly different name.
I'm pretty sure that they just have, and Australia increasingly just has, a system where you just buy stuff and pay it off.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly in 2016 when, like, I just get offers for credit cards once a week in the mail.
Yes.
I mean, it's a less of a thing, I guess. It's good for kids.
Is it?
Well, like, to learn, like, if a kid wants something and they get a certain amount of pocket money each week, it can be a good way to, like, teach them to save money.
What's the thing about the whole system is that maybe when stocks of things were really limited, it made sense.
Certainly,
There's
yes.
no reason to not just save your money and then go and get it.
That's definitely more true these days as well.
Them holding on to something for you while you save up money, it's such a bizarre concept. I can understand why it's a benefit for the retailers, because for them, they're getting people to commit to a purchase that they can't make now.
Yes.
So, like, you might save up your money and be like, oh shit, I've actually saved up $200. I'm going to go on a road trip instead. But in this situation, you have to give them the money for the Megazord.
Or you don't pay off the lay-by and they just keep the money.
You just keep the money. That's good too.
This has been Mighty Morphin Economics Danger.
Yeah, I mean, economics is dangerous.
It is.
Capitalism is a problem. That's today's moral. Moral number 2.
Okay. Jesus Christ. This is such a weird podcast.
It is a
It
weird podcast.
really, like, I'm sorry, guys.
I'm not. I mean,
I'm
wasn't
not-
a weird podcast. What would we be doing? We'd just be talking about Power Rangers for 135 episodes. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I can, and it's horrifying.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, everyone's just totally cool with Kat.
Yep.
They're just like, yeah, great. We can be best buds now. On the moon, Lord Zed is pretty pissed off at Rito.
Yes.
He's like, he has done nothing right since he got here. Rito tries to object before realizing that that is pretty accurate.
No, it's not. He destroyed a Megazord.
Yes, but since then,
Yeah.
like, Lord Zed also destroyed a Megazord. But both of them, since that point, nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just been pretty low stakes for everyone.
Yep.
But Finster's got a monster, so that's something.
Yeah.
In honor of the Pink Ranger, he's created a monster that's representative of the place where all broken dreams go.
Yep.
Garbage Mouth. This is the most tortured explanation for a monster.
Like, broken dreams don't go in the bin. That's not part of the
They're
metaphor.
not a physical thing.
No. Oh, it's so bad. But, they tried.
So let's talk about Garbage Mouth.
Yep.
Garbage Mouth is like a lizard wearing a garbage can.
A lizard covered in eyes.
And he doesn't have any eyes on his face.
No, just on his body.
What he has on his face is the English words, welcome to JL, the letters, house.
It's hard to tell because the footage is kind of grainy. But that's certainly what it looks like.
It can't be anything else.
I said to Michael, this must be the Japanese equivalent of, in Western countries, when dumb people go out and get Asian characters tattooed on their body but don't know what they mean. This monster's just like, give me some words.
Welcome to JL House. He's clearly a garbage can monster, no matter what.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me, even as like a Japanese.
It might have a great explanation in the Sentai. I suspect not. Because the company president Gravestone had some random shit on him as well that didn't make any sense.
That's true. It's so strange because it reads as a sentence.
Yeah.
And
also because it's on his face.
Yeah.
That's where important things go.
Is that just what he's saying all the time?
Who knows?
Oh, what a weird one. And
he's a monster. Why would he be welcoming?
Well, welcome to death.
Welcome to die.
Yeah, JL House is what the Japanese call hell.
Yep.
I don't know. I got nothing. Because it's Jesus and Lucifer's house. Jesus made it. Jesus made hell, right? That's how hell works?
He was a carpenter.
There you go. Job done. I've explained it now.
There you go. Good
Yep.
job.
Really
want some clarity to this situation.
So Kim makes the decision she's not going to go back to gymnastics. She doesn't want to not be there for her friends.
Yep.
And they're like, Zordon said you didn't have to be a Power Ranger all the time.
Yep.
She's like, he said it was a choice, and I'm making this choice.
Making the choice to put my dreams in the garbage can monster.
Yep. And the Rangers are like, all right. Fair enough, I guess. So they leave and they're chatting amongst themselves. I think Tommy says, I've got the feeling that there's more to it than what she's telling us.
Yep.
Is there?
No.
I'm not expecting there to be more to it than what she's telling us.
That still sounds about right.
I have a question.
Yep.
She's moving to France at the end of the year. That's still a thing, right?
Yes.
So, is she going to stop being a Power Ranger then?
No, she's just jetting over from France.
Because if she's going to stop being a Power Ranger, it's idiotic for her to not just stop being a Power Ranger this week.
Yeah, I agree. If only there was some sort of stand-in for her, someone who could take over the...
So, as they're leaving, Kat says, I've got an idea. And I was hoping it would continue with, what if you kicked her out and replaced her with me?
I'm prettier and I want to be a Power Ranger.
I want to be on this show and she doesn't want to be on this show. Is
Yeah.
that a good idea?
Yeah.
She doesn't get that far because Garbage Mouth transforms out of a garbage can.
We don't actually find out what her idea is, do we?
No, we don't.
I wonder if that'll be followed up on.
No,
or if it's just...
literally, it has to be replacing her.
Yeah. It has... Or they didn't actually have anything in mind. They just needed something to be interrupted.
She had to say something, yeah. So Garbage Mouth transforms out of a garbage can. Some, crappy animated flies fly away, which is a nice touch.
Yep.
So he's there to get Kat.
Yep.
Which he does by just some Tengas teleport next to Kat and grab her. And then teleport away.
The laws of capturing people on this show are so nebulous.
Sometimes you've got to, fight them to do it. Sometimes you can just teleport in and grab them.
Sometimes you can just send their car into a kaleidoscope. It's very loose.
It's so weird. Alright, so then the Power Rangers fight some Tengas in a parking lot.
Yep.
It's nice to see a new location.
Yeah, that's cool.
The fight itself is nothing special.
It's really not.
At some point, Bulk and Skull run through the middle of it.
I like seeing those two plot lines intersect.
Yeah.
Just to remind us that it's not two weirdly separate shows.
So it's time to teach this guy a lesson in recycling, Matt.
I think that's going to happen. I mean,
He's not going to join the cleanup club?
I don't think so.
Get the t-shirt?
I think he's also not going to come back, so it's not like that's going to really play into that either.
Yeah, that's fair. Anyway, Rita makes him grow.
Yep.
And we get the Shogun Megazord again.
Yeah, I like
But
those guys.
When I say Megazord, I don't mean the,
The
whirlwind pyramid. I mean the actual Megazord.
Yep. This is a weird one.
So before, like, they form the Megazord itself, he absorbs them into his bin,
Yeah.
and then the Red Zord just, like, does a hand action and they explode back out.
Yep. It's so weird.
I don't really...
I hope that there was more to it in the Sentai footage.
There must have been, surely, right?
They must have done a thing, reversed the polarity or something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Anyway, so they make the Megazord.
Yep. the
He
Shogun
attacks with
Megazord.
his sword.
Yep.
And we get just a great... The Megazord doesn't do anything.
Yep.
It just, like,
Just
takes
it and doesn't even blink.
and then punches him in the face.
Yeah. That bit is BA.
Yep.
I loved it.
And then it follows up with its Sword of Fire.
Yep, which is also BA.
And he explodes and his soul flies into space and then explodes.
Yep.
So that's the thing that's going to happen every week, I guess.
Which I stand by strongly.
Yeah. So, I guess, again, like I was saying, how this doesn't feel like a 3-parter.
Yep.
That's kind of the end of the episode.
Yes.
And then we get, like, 2 quick epilogue bits.
Yep.
That propel us into next week. Mm-hmm. So the first bit is on the moon. They're not happy that they lost.
Yep.
But, like, what if they had some sort of bargaining chip? Maybe they've still got a shot.
Yep.
And
if only had something small and blue.
yeah, remember Ninja? He's
Ninja!
back in Vase form.
Yeah. You know, the form you've always wanted Ninja to be in.
It's definitely true. So
I love that they mention Ninja, and it cuts to Ninja, and he's yelling at Lord Zed, being all like, "Oh, you'll pay for this." I'd like to think that he's just been doing that for 3 weeks straight.
He's just been slightly out of earshot all the time.
Yeah. Because they didn't say anything to prompt that response.
No.
You just
In fact, they don't say his name. They look at him.
Yep.
Rita, like, taps Lord Zed's shoulder and points.
Yep.
So, unless he's got, like, people looking at Ninja sense...
Yep. Which he may. He's a ninja. Who
He
knows?
well could. Okay, so the last scene, Tommy, Billy, and Kat are just walking on the beach.
Yep.
The show's not wasting any time replacing Kim, is it?
It's really not. There was a shot earlier in the episode of the 6 of them all walking together.
Yep.
And it's like, oh wow, they're a team now.
Yeah.
Kim has, like, not even off the show yet, and she's already out
I
the
have
door.
some feelings about that, but we might talk about that next week when it finally officially happens.
Okay.
I mean, I assume, but, like, the episode after next week is called Rita's Peter, so I can't imagine that that's the episode where,
That'd be amazing if that was the big switchover.
yeah. Alright, so Rito and Rita just teleport down onto the beach.
Yep.
And don't do anything. They just say, like, hey, do you want to give us Cat? And
Yep.
Tommy says, no,
No.
I don't actually think we're going to do that. And they're like, right, okay, we're out of here then. And they teleport away. But they leave behind a scroll.
Yep.
It's the weirdest, like...
Here's the thing. They have an existing system for delivering ominous threats.
Yeah, you burn them into the ground with
That's-
fire from the space.
That's exactly it. And the fact that they did not, respect that system is offensive to me.
It is a bit offensive. So, here's what's on the scroll, Matt.
Yep.
If they don't give Cat to Rita,
Yep.
she'll throw Ninja into the Sea of Sorrow,
Oh, that's sorrowful.
where he will never be seen again.
Yep.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Could have probably just said that with words.
Why not just throw Ninja into the Sea of Sorrow?
Yeah, I mean, they would lose their powers, right, if they did that?
I believe so. At the very least, there'd be no more Ninja.
Yeah. But at this point, like, chances are pretty good of them just finding some other dumb power source.
It's Samurai Jaw,
Yeah.
his older cousin. Alright, so that's the end of the episode.
That's it.
Matt, what did you think?
pretty good.
Yeah,
I tell you what bumps it into an atom for me?
Yeah.
That shot of the Shogun Sword just standing there and just taking those hits.
It's pretty good, isn't it? It really does sell the idea that it's like...
This is the tough one.
This is the tough one that just takes it...
We talked about it before, but in the Megazord fighting game for the Super Nintendo that I had for a bit, the Shogun Zord was the character that would like take these big, long, slow steps and do these like slow punches.
Yeah.
But nothing could phase it or stop it either.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Alright, Matt, Ranger Danger creature feature.
Yeah.
We didn't have one last week.
No.
What do we think of Garbage Mouth?
Well, before we get to that, I should say to our listeners, the Ranger Danger creature feature, in case you don't know, is our ranking of monsters that have appeared on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. 1 is the best, whatever is at the bottom is the worst.
It's about 105 at the moment.
105 monsters. And then we sort of decide where this one goes in the greater scheme of things.
Yep.
Not amazing.
I mean, here's the thing.
Yep.
His, look is great.
It is pretty good.
Welcome to JL House is a mystery for the ages.
Yes, it is.
But he doesn't do anything.
I want to see, a book by Dan Brown decoding what that means.
The JL House code.
Yeah.
He doesn't do anything. He's not particularly memorable in any way.
Yep.
He's just well designed, which is not anyone in Power Rangers shows responsibility anyway.
But we do factor that in.
Yeah.
Not the worst.
No, definitely better than
Giant.
Mr. Tickle Sneezer.
Yep.
Alright, what do we think? Lower half of the list?
Yeah. Give me a name from around there and we'll start ranking.
Okay. Is he better than the evil Bookala? No, definitely not.
No.
Next question. Is he better than Weldo?
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Weldo was in there for all of 5 seconds.
Immediately above Weldo, we have Pirantis Head,
Yep.
the monster that destroyed the Megazord.
Yeah.
I feel like in between those two is a pretty good place.
I think that's a very good
Because
place.
once you go up from Pirantis Head,
Yep.
you've got Fighting Flea, Two-Headed Parrot, Dramole.
Yeah,
you
that's,
got
that's the sort of decent monsters.
Yeah, that's monsters who were doing things.
Yep.
And Garbage Mouth is better than once you're from Weldo down.
Yep.
Is Tube Monster, Giant, Robo Goat,
Yeah.
Frankenstein. It's
that's the monsters that really didn't get to do or be anything.
yeah, that's there's a top kind of 80 or so.
Yep.
And then everything below that is yeah, I guess that was just a monster of an episode.
Yep.
So I think in there at number 78.
Not a great showing, to be honest.
No. Which is a
Hopefully-
bit of a shame.
Yeah, and after all the work the writers put into trying to tie that in.
Yeah, where broken dreams go.
Yep. Well, now it's their dreams that we've broken.
So we'll be back next week.
Yep.
With a different shade of pink part 3.
The thrilling conclusion to the saga.
Oh, don't sell that too hard yet.
Okay. It'll be the conclusion of the saga.
I mean, I'm not even sure how comfortable I am with that. It will be an episode of Power Rangers.
Yep.
I
That's
assume
guaranteed.
we will have a new Pink Ranger.
I think that's a very safe bet, Michael.
That's kind of exciting and kind of weird.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that next week, though.
All right.
All right. We'll see you guys then.
Goodbye. Enjoy your lives.